Hello there, you're watching New Vision TV News. My name is Lynn Komjisha. Thank you for joining us. Here's what's coming up in our bulletin. In news around Uganda-Rwanda border remains closed and a soldier dies in a taxi. In news around the East African region, the EU has stepped up efforts to fight Ebola in Burundi. In news around the world, Sudan swears in ruling council as well as Prime Minister. Now, in our special report, we take a look at one man who has become a farming celebrity in Lira district. Hello there once again. Thanks for joining us. This is New Vision TV News. My name is Lynn Komjisha. We look at news around Uganda. The Katuna border post remains closed despite an agreement that was on Wednesday signed between the two leaders of Rwanda and Uganda. Rwanda's President Paul Kagame and Uganda's Yoweri Museveni signed an agreement in the Angolan capital of Luanda, witnessed by the presidents of Angola, João Lourenço, Democratic Republic of Congo's President Felix Tshisekedi, and Congo's Denis Sassou Nguesso. Since late February, Rwanda abruptly closed its borders with Uganda, citing a lot of suspicious tendencies. The Wednesday agreement, among others, calls for the resumption as soon as possible of cross-border crossings between both countries, including the movement of persons and goods for the development and improvement of the lives of their populations. However, at the Katuna border, business remained dull as residents awaited anxiously for reopening of the border and resumption of the business in the border town of Katuna. Now, news from Kalungu district, the Wednesday pact between President Yoweri Museveni and Paul Kagame that paves way for the opening of the Rwanda borders excited traders in Lukaya Road Market along the Masaka-Kampala highway. The market is one of the biggest stopovers for traders and drivers plying the Kampala-Kigali route. Joseph Waswa Sechito, the market administrator, said they have received few customers since the border closure on February the 27th. He explained that in the 7 months period, they have incurred huge losses due to the declining sales. More than 40 buses plying Kampala-Kigali route, plus trucks and private cars en route to Rwanda or Kampala stop over frequently. Before the shutdown, Sechito noted they used to get 6 trucks of gonja from Congo twice a week to supply the 200 vendors in the market. However, the trucks that used to transport it from DRC to Lukaya through Katuna were forced to suspend operations, causing scarcity of the plantain. Now, from Dokolo district, a Uganda People's Defense Forces soldier was found dead in his seat in a taxi from Soroti to Lira. Maxwell Oyat, attached to Moroto Barracks, was heading to his home in Palenga Village, Bobby Parish, in Omoro district for a 2-week leave. He was discovered dead on arrival in Dokolo town. Police in Dokolo district and the Uganda People's Defense Forces have launched an investigation into what could have happened and what caused the death of the officer. The acting district police commander Dokolo, Jimton Aguta, said they have registered a case of a passenger having died in a taxi while traveling to his home as they wait for the outcome of the post-mortem. Oyat's body was taken to Lira Military Barracks, where UPDF Medical Department is expected to ensure that a post-mortem is done and the cause of death established. Now, news in Kampala, Jamaican reggae and dancehall superstars Christopher Martins and D Major, real name Damian Codlin, excited fans in downtown Kampala as they shared selfies with fans. The Jamaican stars landed in the country yesterday ahead of the Belgium's All-Star concert slated for tomorrow at Lugogo Cricket Oval, featuring a lineup of our own fine musicians. Upon arrival, the artists promised a massive performance, saying that they know Ugandans love their music and therefore must give the best.
Enough respect, my young Martin and dancing to the fullest. We're here, straight from Kingston, Jamaica. You know, we're here now in Uganda. It's a wonderful time. It's gonna be a wonderful thing. It's a blessing for me to be here again. Yeah, you know?
Belgium's
All-Star concert.
Belgium.
Yeah, Belgium's. It's the Belgium's All-Star tour, right?
Yes.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be crazy. You see, the band is here. I understand D Major is here. You know what I mean? Eruption is here. The vibe is crazy, man. I can't wait to see all the wonderful people. The beautiful girls are here. You understand, sir? It's gonna be amazing, man. Enough respect goes out to everybody who's involved. The promoters, the sponsors, Chris Martin, D Major, Jam Dance.
Well, here live and in living colors, you know what I'm saying? Here in town, you see me and my babies. Boom. Live. Yeah.
Closing off news around Uganda is a story from Kagadi. A water crisis at the Kagadi General Hospital has forced hospital stakeholders to lock all the sanitary facilities to prevent an outbreak of possible waterborne diseases. In an exclusive interview with New Vision today, Nathan Agaba, the Kagadi Hospital staff representative, admitted it is true the sanitation facilities such as toilets, urinals and bathrooms have been closed, stressing that there's a mechanical problem and water could not be pumped to the health facility. However, despite the worrying situation at the facility, other medics are still trying their best to save people's lives by attending to patients in different wards. Last month, the hospital management suspended all patients' admission as the water crisis escalated, but the decision was overturned by Kagadi district health officials and Kagadi resident district commissioner Lilian Ruteraho, with the fear it may create a health hazard. Dr. Law James, the Kagadi district health officer, said the water crisis is being handled. Now we take a look at news around the East African region. In Tanzania, the death toll from a fuel truck explosion on August 10th has hit 100. Several victims have since perished from severe burns. Aminiel Algeisha, spokesman for the National Hospital in Dar es Salaam, told reporters 2 people died Tuesday during the day and another at night, bringing the total number of the dead to 100. On Saturday, August 10th, a petrol tanker approaching Morogoro, some 175 kilometers west of the capital Dar es Salaam, swerved to save a reckless border rider and lost control. The tanker overturned. Residents noticing petrol leaking rushed to scoop it, and the next thing, a huge fireball engulfed the area. In Burundi, the European Union is stepping up assistance to Burundi with $516,000 to strengthen its fight against Ebola virus. EU Commissioner Christos said in a statement that there's need to increase efforts to prevent the disease from spreading to neighboring countries like Burundi and to also support Ebola preparedness measures, including infection prevention and control. In news around the world, from Sudan took further steps in its transition towards civilian rule on Wednesday with the swearing in of a new sovereign council and prime minister. A government is expected to be formed within a week, after which the new institutions can tackle the daunting task of rescuing a failing economy and ending 3 different internal armed conflicts. Abdallah Hamdok took the oath as transitional prime minister moments after flying in from Ethiopia, where he spent years working as a senior economist for the United Nations. Hours earlier, the 11 members of a civilian majority sovereign council were also sworn in, marking the first time that Sudan was not under full military rule since Omar al-Bashir came to power in a 1989 coup. News from Malawi. President Peter Mutharika ordered the country's security forces to crack down on protesters planning to shut down airports and border crossings as part of new post-election demonstrations. Mutharika, who was re-elected last May's contentious election, said he will take steps to protect the country's borders and that any attempts at closing down frontiers will be met with all the necessary force. In Thailand, a Kenyan man was stopped at Bangkok's airport for allegedly trying to smuggle more than 60 packets of cocaine in his stomach. Authorities said Glenn Chibaselo Oko, 43, had flown on Monday from Ethiopia to the Thai capital's Savannah Bami airport, where he was detained. An X-ray showed dozens of oblong items in his stomach, which are filled with cocaine, according to photos provided by the Office of the Narcotics Control Board. We take a quick break and return with news in business.